Hey friends, in this video, I'm going to show you how to draw your very own mandala. Now, if you do not have one of my pre-made templates here, I want to go ahead and show you how to make your very own. I like to start with a square piece of paper. If you don't have a square piece of paper, that's totally cool beans. You don't have to. Then I'm going to take a big giant circle. Anything you have around will do. Hold that down and trace. Next, you'll need a medium-sized circle and do your best to center it. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not, but that's okay. You're not a machine. And you need one final little circle in the middle. Again, do your best. Center it, hold it, and trace. Awesome sauce. Now comes the kind of the tricky part. You'll need a ruler and very, very focused eyeballs. Now you're gonna guess just about where the center of your circle is, okay? There is a way to do that if you wanted to measure about halfway across. Well, it's about 7 inches. All right, and you could go to the 3.5 point. Boop. You don't have to do that though. That's a little complicated. I like just guessing. My middle's probably around here. There's a middle top up there and a middle bottom down there. These are my best guesses. And I'm gonna line my ruler up and very, very gently make a straight line down. Same thing at the top. You can make a little mark at the top, mark at the bottom, just to guide you, sort of. And then line up your ruler, crisscross, here we go. Straight down. Notice how my pencil lines are really, really, really light. You'll want to make very delicate pencil lines in case you make a mistake or want to erase. Now I can already see that is definitely off center. I can go ahead and erase it, but it's not the end of the world. I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna let good enough be good enough. Remember, perfect is the enemy of good enough. So we're gonna switch our ruler and we're gonna go right through. And instead of making a mark at the top of the bottom, I'm gonna use the center to guide my ruler. And sort of look at your pie shapes. Are they even-ish? If it looks like that, maybe not so much. So do your best to make it even-ish. Even-ish. There we go. Always hold your ruler in 2 places. And there we go. One more time. To the middle. Even-ish. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. And there we go. I have 8 sections total, and I am ready to start adding petals to my mandala. I have a little design sheet here that I use when I want to think of some petal ideas. You can use these too, or make up designs as you go. It's your choice. You are the artist, you have a voice, you have a choice. So I'm gonna put this aside and just kind of guess what I wanna make. I'm actually gonna go right for this with my Sharpie so I don't have to trace, but that means if I make a mistake, I'm stuck with it. I've gotta choose and stick with what I do because you can't erase Sharpie. If this makes you nervous, you stick with your pencil and trace with your Sharpie later on. Here we go. What we want to remember about mandalas is that they are symmetrical. They're the same on all sides. Now, there's a difference between something being symmetrical in half, like a butterfly, same on both sides. But this circular symmetry, we call that radial symmetry. And that's the same on all sides. I always turn my paper as I make my petals, just so my hand moves in the same direction. Have you ever tried to draw something up top and then bottom and they both look totally different? I don't know about you, but that happens to me all the time. So I like to turn my page just so my hand and arm get used to the same motions. And now I chose to go around my lines instead of in the spaces. It's your choice. You're the artist. You can design your first petals in the spaces or on the lines. But notice, I start my petal at the top of the circle and end it at the center. That is important so they're all relatively even. Or as even as we can be without being machines. Because we're humans. Alrighty, that is round one. I think I want to connect these little pieces too. I want to outline that circle, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You do not have to, but you can. Alrighty, now we're gonna do the next row. Any petal you choose, it's your piece of artwork. Just remember to go slow. Take your time. If you rush, it will most likely show. You've got to be delicate with your mandala. We use radial symmetry to show balance, harmony, peace. So let yourself find that balance, harmony, and peace as you create. Kind of hard to do that if you're rushing. So go ahead and take your time. Remember, like I say in class, it's never a race. Artists work at their own pace. I am ready to move on to flower part number 3. But again, I kind of like the way it looks when the outline is outlined. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace that. Now that I've finished the inside, I am totally allowed to go outside of my mandala. It's your piece, remember. Design as you will, my friends. Just make sure you have 8 petals on each layer. So my friends, now that I've added all of my petals, I can go back in and add even more petals in between my little ones and my big ones, or I can start adding patterns. Use your knowledge of little lines and shapes, stripes, little patterns that you know to create each repeating design. It's your choice, and you can go ahead and do this in black or in color like I did here. It's your choice. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a few more little accent pieces with my black marker before I get started on the final color. Alrighty, now that I am finished with all of my patterns, I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna take my eraser and just get rid of any pencil lines. If you don't have any pencil lines, awesome. Then you can just skip this step. And then, my friends, it is totally your choice how you color this in. I like sticking with the theme, warm colors, cool colors, or the entire rainbow. Remember, feel free to go back in and add lots more patterns with your color. Using some entire pieces filled with color can be lovely, but you don't want to take away from your detail. So choose selectively where you want to do a solid color versus where you want to add a colorful design. I leave it up to you, my friends. I'm going to get to work on mine, and I'll show you when it's done. And that's it, my friends. Notice how I chose to color in certain spots solid, and other spots I just added some patterns. Now here I used some crayons, not as bold as the marker, so it's still colored in, but it doesn't take away from my designs too much. It's just enough pop for me. You have fun creating. Can't wait to see your spectacular designs.